making sounds. Anyway, here we go. Hello and welcome to game number 2 of a best out of 3 to determine which one of these two teams is going to be the victor of the 4PL Cup number 18. That's right, it's a best out of 3. It's the finals. Winner takes it all, 400 euros. And we have got WhA as Asian taking on 25. Now I have to say a couple of things about that. So, as you might know, WhA as Asian have officially disbanded. So there is no more official WhA as Asian. So what they did is they still have one of WhA as Asian, but they have actually got 4 stand-ins. And that is not good. Well, that's not good. Sorry, I just read something about lag. That is not good. But it is, for stand-ins, that is good, because it provided a very entertaining game in the previous one. Same time, we have got 25, also with a change lineup this week. We have, of course, got Dread and PGG joining. And, well, if you watch the VODs, go watch game number 1, because it was entertaining. And this is game number 2. We're gonna have DD, or WhA as Asian, at a 1-game advantage for this game. And we're gonna see if 25 can make sure that they didn't have happen what they had happen last time, lose a 12k advantage. They're gonna try to force out a game number 3. And secretly I'm hoping that they succeed, because I would like to see a game number 3 between these two teams. There was a lot of aggression in the entire game. And a lot of movement around the map and people ganking others and just, you know, control, etc. So I'm hoping for that again. And we see that the first pick this time goes to PGG. So he picked up the Shadow Demon as a first pick, which is quite interesting. He was banned out in the previous match. We have got the Darkseer, the Lone Druid, the Nyx Assassin, and the Keeper of Light being banned out as well. For this match, Batrider again in the hands of DD slash... I'm tempted to say DD, because there's actually 4 of DD there, with only one of WhA as Asian, as I said earlier. So I'm tempted to say DD. They picked up the Batrider in the first pick in the previous game as well. So I'm guessing they're quite happy with having that one again. They pick up the Wisp as well, so we are already treated to some aggression. At least the Wisp is of course picked up because he wants to try and TP people over the map and get kills, so we already know that that's probably gonna happen. So already, you know, kind of can expect a bit of aggression from the teams there. As we're waiting for 25 actually to go and pick up their next 2 heroes, and they're taking a long time, or at least taking into their bonus time. We saw this the previous time from DD as well. They took a lot of times for these 2 picks. It's basically, I mean, basically, it is the last 2 picks you get before you have to start banning heroes out. So, and before your opponent starts banning heroes out. So you gotta make sure you pick up those heroes that they would otherwise ban out, without trying to give away too much about what you're actually planning on doing. And we saw that last game did that very well. They had, both teams actually had a lot of heroes that could do a variety of things, making sure that the opponent kind of had to guess exactly what they were trying to do. We're gonna have a Windrunner picked up with a Chaos Knight though, and we can expect therefore a Windrunner probably on a solo lane. Whether that be solo short lane or long lane remains to be seen. Shadow Demon and Chaos Knight. Shadow Demon combines with every hero, so, you know, it could be a dual lane, could be a tri lane. Options open once more. So we might see DD banning out some jungle heroes. Of course, they were the one with the Chen in the previous game. And we might see a Sven. So they can't get a Chaos Knight obviously because it was already banned out. They don't want a Tiny. They want to go for a Sven. It's a bit of a, well, Sven can in a way be compared to a Chaos Knight, though. At some point, Sven gets out of control. Chaos Knight doesn't. In the long run, Sven will prevail. Though Chaos Knight is ready earlier to fight, depending on the farm of Sven, of course. But in theory, Chaos Knight depends more on levels, Sven depends more on farm. So we're gonna see aggression with Sven Wisp combination. Now that's pretty nice, of course. We have got the tether there and the stuns and more stuns and Control was right there. We've got the Queen of Pain being banned out by 25. I mean, for both teams, it's a bit more easy to estimate what you have to ban out for. Of course, for DD, they miss a mid-hero or a solo lane because Bad Rider is there. Last game, Bad Rider was on the off lane. Maybe 25 is expecting that again. So they're banning out mid-heroes, and we saw, of course, Shoxka in the previous game on the mid lane on the Brewmaster. So they don't want to see that one again. They don't want to see the Queen of Pain. And those are the ones that they're going to be banning out. DD, they ban out the support they don't want. They used it in the previous game. Don't want to be playing against it. They're going to be banning out the Rubik. Undying banned out by them as well. Again, they don't want to pick it up themselves. And they don't want to fight against it. And it's another respect ban in a way. It's the Chen that gets banned out. Of course, DD has the potential to play with a dual lane. And then still go for a jungle hero as the Nino on the Chen, which was in the previous game. But they don't want to see that either. So that's the one that gets banned out. We are going to have a Disruptor being banned out, of course, as a counter to the Wisp. They don't want to be dealing with that. I mean, it's pretty logical bans right there. And we're going to see what 25 is going to pick up next. If they're going to be a bit more giving away what they want to do, well, yes, they do. Now, last game we had the Magnus completely ignored. This game, however, he is picked up. And we're going to see some reverse polarities. Now, I have to say... normally you want to, or lately, not normally, because, you know, after the patch, you want to combine that Magnus with something. Not just have it with just the Magnus and reverse polarity alone. No, you want to have either either a Leshrac, or, you know, a Lina, or some AoE damage in any form. Jakiro was of course, a very potential good hero to go with together with the Magnus as well. But you want some sort of AoE stuff to go with it, just to make sure you can get extra use of that reverse polarity. So I'm kind of expecting them to pick some of that up. Well, that is definitely AoE damage. You basically have your mini vacuum to get yourself a decent black hole going. So that's a lot of disable for BKB targets. And that's of course what you want to do if you're going to be up against a Sven. You want to be able to have those... even when he has his BKB on, you want to be able to get him controlled, and that's two heroes that can definitely do that. And they pick up the Enigma for themselves, so they have got their solid jungle hero, and they are the only ones that do, or at least, yeah, in a way, Bad Rider could jungle, etc., and they still could pick up Enchantress. But Enigma is the fastest jungler, so he'll get more gold regardless than his opponents. As we're gonna see if or what DD is going to be picking up. In theory, they're done. They could go for tri-lane still, and they can go for jungle hero. They have the Wisp and the Sven for dual lane, Beastmaster solo, Bad Rider solo. That's all you need for the lanes. So it really depends on how they want to get their lanes sharpened. If they want to go for the tri-lane to get that control on the lane even more so. Now knowing that they're up against either a dual lane if they're going to go aggressive, or at least a solo lane if they're not. And they are gonna go for control. So this might mean that the Bad Rider indeed is gonna be going into the jungle. And this means they're gonna play 4 versus 5 Dota. 4+1 Dota. Now we haven't seen Broodmother in a while, and I have to say I haven't seen him being successful when I did see him either. Oh, and I hope that he has the skin for it. There's a new Broodmother skin and I wanna see it. Okay, that's just all I have to say about that one. So basically Broodmother is going to be trying to continue to push and just make sure that, you know, there's always something going on. If 25 is trying to look for a team fight, Broodmother's pushing a lane. So that is that.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's just switch overlays already, just in case I forget. Also, I will say it again. Previous game I did have some frames dropped, so it was not on your side. It was actually on my side. I did do something to fix it, though, or at least I think I fixed it. Remains to be seen if that's actually the case, but I'm hoping it's gonna be staying the way it is now. So, apologize for that if it does still happen. If it doesn't, yay, I fixed it. But, you know, just so you're aware that it could potentially happen. Even though, if it does still happen and I might actually drop away, I will be back straight afterwards. So, you know, stick around regardless. As we have it coming off straight after the draft, just like previous game. Oh, Rise. No items. And that's a shame. Well, let's see who's gonna be playing what. We're gonna have Shoxka playing the Sven. It will be Calculus on the Beastmaster. The Nino will be playing the Bad Rider, Rise on the Broodmother, and it will be Crit on his Wisp. So we're probably gonna be having indeed Calculus in the mid lane on his Beastmaster. the Nino in the jungle, Ryze on the solo lane, and a dual lane with the Wisp and a Sven there. And that's probably going to be the safe lane for the Wisp and the Sven, and then the off lane for Ryze and his Broodmother. For 25, we got Nexus on the Chaos Knight. It will be ZXC on the Magnus, so he'll probably be going towards the mid lane with that one. Will be up against the Beastmaster, so that should be decent for him. Did I say Beastmaster? I think I did, yeah. We're going to have the Enigma played by Dread. We'll probably be going into the jungle. Solo will be up against, or will be up on the Shadow Demon, and PGG once again on the Windrunner, but this time on the Dire side. And we're gonna see them all going towards the bottom lane. Let's see if they're gonna try to find the first blood. Of course, Wisp is one that you can try to get. He's fairly squishy, though the risk that you have with that one is, of course, that he can just try to tether himself away. So, let's see if they can find someone. That's basically the question. You have got the stun to start things up with. You have a Skewer as well. Disruption, Malefice. There's a lot of level 1 skills that you are finding very useful. And they're gonna just see him, sit and wait and see. Oh, crit, troubles. Yeah, they see him. They see him. Now they do. Exclamation marks comes out. There's gonna be walk around this way, and they want to get him, but Crit knows that, so he's gonna be taking the high road, literally. Or is he? Places the ward. Gonna find a Magnus, a Skewer, and it doesn't hit because the Tether is there. Hello, the Nino. You saved my day. Thank you. That's what he says right now. In probably different words. And probably not as awkward. Maybe not even. Maybe it's just a given that he was there to save him. Oh wells. These details. Is it the ward being placed up here? Counter the ward that was not there because the ward actually got placed here. And a bit of mana gone for the Magnus, who's going to be getting a haste rune first unless he gives it to Solo instead. Might be trying to go for another first blood with that one, as we have got the trees being cleared away here. The ward making sure that there's going to be no creeps on that camp. Haste for the Magnus. And it looks like we're going to actually have Windrunner. PGG is going to be taking on the mid lane. So it will be an off-lane ZXC. That's something that you don't see every day. Look at this harassment. And he can just do that with the haste rune. There's the Tether popping out. Is he going to continue the harassment? You have to dive the tower for that one. Might not be what you want to do, ZXC. It's going to be that. Meantime, it's got a Broodmother that's going to be in trouble. There's a 1 second stun. Is there going to be more? There's a Sentry Ward, of course, there up on there. He's trying to run away, but he will be safe. But that's already him knowing that he can't get in range of that one. But yeah, we do have Bed Rider in the jungle trying to give some counterweight to that Enigma farming. Might not be the same amount of farm. It might not be. It will not be the same amount of farm, but he will be doing a decent job regardless. In the meantime, this is of course a dual lane then as well. That means that Shadow Demon is going to be able to get some more harassment up on this spider right here. Ryze. Another trouble. This time 2 seconds down though. That might be too much trouble to deal with, but it's just harassment away still. And no more mana left on Nexus either, so and no clarity potions. Or the clarity? I think it is. Oh, I couldn't get the last hit. Sad. Calculus in the meantime, he's up against PGG. Probably was expecting to be, or would have liked to be up against that Magnus, rather than be up against the ranged hero that actually does quite a bit of decent last hit right click damage. But Calculus has got his bottle. PGG does not. Well, he does actually. It's in the courier now. But a bit later. And Axis will just continue to fly out. Oh, PGG has to be careful here. And this will give Calculus some free last hits here. He's 10 for 3, 11 for 3. Gonna be 12 for 3 soon. No, he missed that one. So 11 for 3 still with PGG and 7 for 0. In the meantime, a dive going on up on ZXC. He's trying to run himself away. Will be able to do so. Use this Skewer. There was a stun. There was a Tether stun as well. And there was an escape. In the meantime, Ryze still just standing there. Still just trying to get that experience. I mean, he's getting it. He's level 3. Almost level 3 even. Gets some denies in even. In the meantime, this Shadow Demon is just making sure that he is getting some experience as well. Just pulling the lane, making sure that that experience gets denied towards Ryze on his Broodmother. And, well, unlike previous game where we saw actually, I mean, we had tri lanes and we have 2 people roaming around to try and get kills. This is basically not going to be the case here. Like, if you look at the lineup for the teams, yes, Shoxka and Wisp, they want to go for kills, obviously, but in theory, they're happy with just the Sven farming. That's fine for them. Same thing goes for the mid lane. Beastmaster at least wants to make sure that he can continue farming until he's level 6. Then he starts roaming around, then he starts getting those kills. If he can get a kill on PGG earlier, then fine, that's all good for him. PGG won't be able to kill off Calculus, so he won't be going all that aggressive either. You see that he's taking a lot of harassment, still has a full bottle though. But yeah, that is just, you know, gonna be the case. Broodmother is happy, she doesn't want a gank, she's just happy in getting experience. As long as she gets that, she's happy as well. And if, of course, on the other side, if 25 wants to go for a kill on Rise, they are happy to do so, but they don't necessarily need it, they need levels and farm up on Nexus. So as you can see, I mean, we have the first bit of action that we're probably gonna have is either someone really trying to finish up PGG because he's really walking the line here. Or a Roar of Beastmaster or a Black Hole of the Enigma, because of course Enigma, oh, and the Bat Rider, of course. Enigma and Bat Rider, where is Bat Rider? Hello. They do the same kind of thing. Bat Rider's still level 1 actually. But when they get level 6, they have a Black Hole and a Lasso, and they want to try to put that to use to get some kills. And but you know, before that's the case, they're just gonna be happy doing this score. Oh, misses. Calculus, trouble. Here comes PGG, or sorry, here goes Dread as well. Malefice coming off. They're gonna try to go for a kill. Calculus gets blocked out. Ashes will still fly, but the first blood goes the way of ZXC. And don't mind me. Magnus, realizing he couldn't do anything on the bottom lane, decides to make Beastmaster's life a bit more troublesome, giving PGG a bit more freedom to farm. In the meantime, Dread is just gonna go back to the jungle like nothing happened. It's all fine for him. Seemingly I'm still dropping some frames. It's not good. Not good at all. Don't know why that is though. It's awkward. Hopefully it's gonna stop. It's already stopped again, and it's really little that have been dropped, but it has dropped. It shouldn't drop. Dropping is bad. In the meantime though, Sven, happily farming, 26 for 4, doing a nice job. He's actually highest up on last hits. I'm not counting Enigma here because Enigma is farming in the jungle, and creeps that you farm in the jungle just mean a lot less than creeps that you farm in the lane. So Sven ahead, 40 for 4. The second highest of course is still the Chaos Knight, who's also free farming on this lane, and he might actually be having some help in trying to take down his tower there. As we have got a stun up on the Magnus, just harassment though, shocks that can't really kill him too close to his tower, as they can kill off Rise. Disruption helping out there, and he wasn't away in time and didn't have a web to hide in either. So they'll get the kill, they'll get the tower, and they'll get ahead in this on this top lane. And of course, once again, I remind you that it is indeed the dire side 25 that needs to win this game if they want to force out a game number 3. If they still want to have a chance at that 400 euros winner takes it all prize. For now, DD is ahead, and I mean it's a bit of the same, not the same situation as previous game, but you can imagine why I would want to say that, because again, if this game lasts 2 hours, it will be the Sven that will steamroll through everything, in theory, depending on the team fights, obviously. But for 25 again, they can end this a lot earlier if they want to, if they can get the right situations, if they can force out the right fights. So the longer the game lasts, the more favorable it's gonna be for DD. Same thing happened in the previous game. Previous game, 25 was able to get a 12k gold advantage and then still lost it later on. In this game, let's see if they can get the same advantage and then not lose it. It's of course what the fans want to see. So we have got Magnus with the bottle looking for another way in. He doesn't have a reverse polarity. He's level 5 though. He has a skewer. That's all he needs. Power shot scouts out Calculus, knows exactly where he is. It is nighttime also, so here he comes, trying to skewer himself away. Oh, missed it. Calculus knows he has to dodge that, and he can. He can indeed, but the tower will probably still drop. Ooh, nice shackle still. Shockwave going through, but they can't go in on that one. And they won't even get the tower. Roar actually in range of the tower. Enigma trouble. Axis flies through and Enigma he drops. Beastmaster getting the kill. Calculus gonna have some trouble of his own though. Gonna be helped out by the Bat Rider who comes TPing in. Bat Rider's only level 3 though. Still gonna try to land some sticky napalm charges, but that's gonna be it. Nice Roar, making sure that the tower was attacking him before he died, before he was Roar. 4-second stun. Talking about stuns. Up on Rise. And the dust was already popped. There's a disruption. Soul Catcher as well. They want to still go for him. Is there going to be anything more? No more mana left on the Nexus and they can't get him anymore. The dust runs out. And they Can't get him. Soulcatcher runs out and Rice is just back to standing, gaining experience. He's level 6. He's got his soul ring flying in? Almost. Just needs that recipe. Almost. In the meantime, Shock's guy's still farming. Surprise! He's still farming most of all though. More than the Chaos Knight still, but then again, Chaos Knight picked up a tower. Although I don't think it was him per se. No, it was actually, so more gold for him that way. As we have the Nino finally leaving his jungle, deciding to go for some mid lane golden experience. Of course, as long as nobody else is there, he might as well do that. Magnus has a reverse polarity, so we might see him want to try and use that one. As a black hole is also up on Enigma, and in the meantime Roar is back up again on the Beastmaster. But Beastmaster has been, I mean, he's got 33 last hits, which is definitely not bad, and it's actually a bit more than PGG. He has got 28. Who was up against him in the mid lane, but he might want to just have a bit of extra before he goes in to try and find a kill. And once again, I mean, I say it again, they don't really need to go for fights right now. They are fine with just waiting and just waiting until the Sven is big enough. And that's gonna be fast if he's gonna be able to continue to free farm like this. But is he gonna be able to free farm? Here comes Shadow Demon as well as the Magnus. They have the reverse polarity. Central Ward gets placed just in case. Shotgun's not gonna be the target. As EXC shows himself. Shadow Demon still hasn't though. They still don't know that he's there. They place a Central Ward just to make sure also, of course, there's no wards around there for the dire side. The Radiant side, that is, sorry. Oh, like that. Like that. But the creeps will take care of that ward. Happy times. Boom. Well, that's 75 gold going to waste for you, Crit. Hope you're happy. And they're just waiting for an opening for that one. In the meantime, Bedrider's still trying to get that level 6 like we saw, like we said already. He needs the last two to be of any good use. We're gonna have Calculus coming in. He still has that Roar. They want to go for the Magnus. I don't think they realize that Solo is here too. But that might not even matter if he gets the Roar off, actually. And he backs off now, but he... Yeah, they're gonna spot each other right now. No, they don't spot each other just yet. Lols. Beastmaster still waiting for the right way. TP's actually out towards the tier 2, and now they see... Oh. Just out of range. You saw that? They TP just out of range. I like it. I like it. And they both TP top. Then they're gonna try to do something here. Great minds think alike. And apparently they are great minds then. Solo. And Calculus. Let's see where they're gonna try to go for. They want to roar up on Nexus. Nexus is already down to half HP. They might try to go for this, but do they realize Solo is standing around here? Enigma is so close. There comes another web. They want to dive this. And disruption there on the Beastmaster. Here comes PGG as well. Gonna go for that Shackle. Roar goes first though. Nexus already drops. Nice Shackle. Still reverse polarity. Not used yet. Actually, there it is. Calculus will go down. Here comes the Black Hole to pick up Rise as well, though. Team fight up on team fight. Rise has nowhere to go apart from going to hell or heaven, whichever. And he is dropped as well. 2 for 2 though. Solo drops there as well. Wisp able to pick him off. Because he TP'd. Oh well. Solo dying still, and that was 2 for 2. But it's still, the trade is in favor for 25. They still have their tower. They were able to save their... or to have one support going down and one carry. Now you can argue if that's indeed in favor for them if the Chaos Knight actually dies and the Sven doesn't, but they picked up the Brute Mother and the Beastmaster, mid-hero and a solo in hero. Definitely not bad catch, regardless. As we're gonna have Windrunner looking for a Shackle here up on the Nino. Double damage rune up on there as well. Look at these right clicks doing insane amounts of damage. Shackle. Not yet. There it is, and that's a kill. Double damage rune doing the works. And apparently Bedrider doesn't really care about that. Axis will fly through just to help clean out the creep wave, but you know, there's a fast mechanism up on the Enigma because he's of course been having free reign in that jungle. And he is plenty ahead. Look at that net worth. He is highest on top of his team. Of course, it's still the Sven that is highest up on top of there. Windrunner now actually getting a lot more with the tower going down as well as Magnus able to pick up a kill on the Sven. And they want to go for crit as well. Can they go for more? There is indeed a double kill going the way of ZXC. So 2 kills coming the way of them. And now also Dread coming in with this Enigma.
Dire's
I wanted to try to put the tier 1 tower to rest, but he is the one, or sorry, Magnus is the one that TP stopped to make sure that their tier 1 tower stays alive. In the meantime, still 4 here. A 4 ZXC trying to take down the tier 1 rather, of the DD squad plus we as Asian, or vice versa.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Got a blink dagger almost up on ZXC. He's 1900 gold in his inventory. Once, of course, I have the blink dagger. Oh, and he's gonna be killed here soon, or is he not? There comes the first stun, but the score to the low ground's already there, and they can't reach him. Spirits Wolf still flies Spiderlings as well. Oh, the spirits! 12 HP left, and the worst spirit spawned again. Can he get that last one? Yes, he can! Crit gets it on the second that he got away from that place. What a play! So close to escaping, yet so far. And there comes PGG, gets a stun on his face as well. Axis will fly, trying to run himself away. The roar will do the job though. Gets a Malefice still, as he is trying to get himself away. Reality Trip back in will stop him. Beastmaster goes down. Can they get Nexus in return though? Is there another stun? Yes, there is. Nexus will drop, and now again Enigma trouble. There is a black hole on 27-second cooldown. He can't go anywhere. He drops. There he goes. Double kill going the way of Rise. And that is 3 for 1. Only losing the Beastmaster for getting 3 kills in return. Worth it. And they get a tower as well. Here comes Total Bit Disruption there to try and help out by Shockska. He's got mana plenty. He's looking for that way in. Looking for that stun. Can't find it just yet though. And they'll just focus on the tower instead. Bam. Rise gets the gold for that one. 2k gold in his inventory. I'm kind of wondering what he's going to go for. If he's going to go for that Manta style, or if he wants to go for a BKB or an Orchid. Now, we've seen every build before. So quite curious to see that, but we'll see. We'll see what he actually chooses to go for. Like all builds are basically viable. It just depends on what kind of role he wants to play in his team. Does he want to be a semi-carry? Does he want to be? Wait, Sven, what are you doing? Oh, he's clearing creeps. Thank you. Does he want to be a semi-carry? Does he want to be the one to just continuously push and just make sure that anybody who joins his lane will be able to get harassed out, like with an Orchid? Or, yeah, well, it all depends on personal flavor and how you like to play that Broodmother. We'll see what he goes for. Personally, I would like to see a Manta style. It's the furthest fetch, basically. So, well, you know, who knows. Mechanism being built up by the Beastmaster in this game. We're gonna see looking for a roar in the meantime. Where is everybody? There is everybody. I was gonna say Black Hole catches 2, but they will both get away soon. And it is a reverse polarity still on 2. Shocksky will still drop crit. Take someone else with him, then as Calculus still drops. Enigma dies, but they get 3 in return. They did use all the ultimates though. And Crit will get away together with the Nino. The teleport, the relocate, making sure that they get out safe. Unfortunately for, of course, the Sven, that was not the case for him anymore. It just was too much damage in a short period of time. Gold graph in the meantime, quickly looking at that, we have 25 in favor of that one, while ZXC in a way then too. 3,500 gold. They have got, of course, more towers down. Again, they've got all tier 1 towers down, with only 1 tower down on their own turf. And they also got, of course, more kills. Experience graph, run button, there we go. Also in favor of 25. Now, we see that dropping back and forth, and that's because both kills, like, 25 gets a couple of kills, and then DD gets a couple of kills. And the last couple of kills went to 25, so we do see them in favor of 4k experience right now. Now, these drops will be more hectic as time passes, because the higher level the heroes are, the more experience you get. So at some point, one will pull ahead. It might just be a 25, as in I also pick up the Broodmother, pick up Rise. Calculus is gonna be trying to get himself away. Still has a roars, but being chased by a lot of illusions. It's just illusions though, he will be staying alive. And they don't want to chase this. Too low on HP and too much risk of having someone TP out. In the meantime, it's PGG that's finding themselves up against the Wisp and a Sven, but they decide to farm instead rather than just chasing it down, as Shockska is actually building towards a Mask of Madness. So a bit of the standard build there. Mask of Madness, BKB, Crystallis, you know, we've all seen it before. It can all happen again. And we're gonna see what he wants to do in this case. As we do have the Nino having his Blink Dagger completed. He's only been in 1 kill so far, which is quite surprising since there's 8 kills on the board. But right now we're gonna see him a bit more involved, because he has got that Blink in that lasso. So that's all good and fun for him. And in the meantime, I'm saying it again, I have dropped again some extra frames, so it's not you, it's me. And not dropping that much frames though, like right now I'm not, I should not be lagging, I'm not dropping any frames. I will try to fix the problem after this game. Unfortunately I cannot do that during the game obviously, but sorry for the inconvenience, and yeah, it sucks. Basically that. But we're gonna have to live with it. And I'm hoping you don't miss too much, as we have Beastmaster almost completing his mechanism. He needs that for that fight as well, for his team as well. Like, they need the mechanism and the pipe preferably, because there's so much team fight potential up on their opponent's side. They need to stay alive through the black hole, through the reverse polarity, and that's a lot of team fight to deal with. In the meantime, PGG, ooh, he gets stunned up, but they realize he TP stop. It is a crit they want to go for Enigma. Spawn spiraling's up on there as well. Dread goes down. Can they get Nexus as well? Double kill for Shox, guys. Solo also went down there. And they won't go for the other one. They won't go for the Nexus. Or will they? The Blink Lasso is there. Plays support. Shackle doesn't latch. Spawn spiralings from the side. Rise wants to make sure that his teammate can get a safe exit. Should be possible though. Yeah, there he goes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As in the meantime, the Wisp and the Sven continue to farm. Just having short escapades on the top lane to get those kills going, but on the other side, they're just happily farming, and it's still Shoxka highest on the farm list.
Dire's structures are fortified.
10 gold needed for the mechanism. Let's see if we can find some more items. I keep having the idea of checking out the same heroes. We have the 4 stuff already up on PGG now. We saw this build before as well. This time, although, he went for power threads rather than face boots. Interesting to note. A bit more survivability for him, as the tier 1 tower bottom still drops, of course. Meaning that there is only 1 tower difference left between the teams, which is the tier 1 mid. But yeah, power threads up on PGG, so... we're probably gonna see a Sheepstick next, because the mechanism is of course already up on the Enigma, who also has a Blink Dagger. Probably gonna go for a BKB next. Even though the Roar can still stop him in his black hole, at least it makes sure that you only have to have at least and the Lasso of course as well. Wait a second, Nexus trouble, here comes a Stormhammer. Waiting for him. Tetherstun there as well, and that should be a clean kill. Nexus drops to the floor as Shoxka picks up his killing spree. And his BKB only needs a Minthor Hammer. But yeah, there's 2 things that can interrupt his BKB actually, so he might not actually go for BKB then if he maybe wants a Linkosphere instead. Linkosphere stops everything basically. Apart from the Tetherstun. We'll find out though. We'll find out, as Solo is maybe a bit of trouble. He realized that too. I have to hide, Where am I hiding? Here comes CP, there comes Enigma, blink in. You want to go for this. Malefice up on Shotka, and the black hole as well. In the meantime, they chase away the Wisp, so no setup for Shoxka. He lands a stun still up on the Magnus, so ZXC wants to chase him down. Not needed anymore because PGG's right click saves him. Or at least saves him from chasing them down, as in kills off Shoxka. Oh. I know, English is hard. As Nexus is he's got his armlet, he's also farming for his BKB, but it looks if it picks up an Oracle Club. Like I said though, there's a lot of things that stop stuff from, well, even go through BKB, that is. With the Lasso and the Roar. But he still wants to go for that, apparently. Push coming on the bottom lane from ZXC, from 25. I keep saying ZXC. It's because it's XX5, probably. Let's see if they can do this actually. TP out from PGG towards the top lane. Stop pushing from coming on the top lane, and they leave it alone. There's still a couple of Eidolons fighting, so they will get some damage done in the tower, but it's not as much as they might have had otherwise. But at the same time, I mean, they don't really want to take a fight just yet. They could have. But it has not been worked out. It doesn't work out all the time, so they kind of don't really want to force anything, as we might have Wisp and or Crit and Shoxka TPing somewhere soon. Are they going top? Yes, they are. They want to go here. Rise is gonna be helped here, and Solo being the first one to drop within seconds. Enigma trying to get himself out of Blink. Game reverse polarity. It's on 3 score. He gets them all 3 as well. Will there be a black hole? No, it's still on cooldown. Crit will be the one to die, or will he not? No, he will not. So he takes away Shoxka with him, and they will be fine. Calculus and Rise, the only one left alive, and they will get no one. They had a 3-man reverse polarity, but they get away on low HP, blinking themselves out with their tails between their legs. No kills for them. And all they get is a wasted ultimates and a kill on their own teammate, which is Solo, of course, the Shadow Demon that dropped. The timing from crit, well, he doesn't of course do that intentional, well, you know, still nice, regardless. And the BKB is now completed up on Sven. Might actually have this Mask of Madness also ready, or it's actually a recipe for the Man style, but that's not for him, that's actually for... Oh! It's for the Brood Mother! Wow! I said it was the least likely one, but I was the one that I wanted to have. Thank you, Rise, for seeing to my desires. In a way. In a donut way. Oh well. In the meantime, Solo is going to be fighting against some illusions, will be just fine though. There's another illusion that he finds right there. Relocate. Oh, seriously, such a short cooldown. They know that the warden there got countered. Fritz on very low HP though, he might now just want to go for something. At least not something where he knows there's more than 2 heroes. Because there will be of course 4 heroes again here top soon, because Rise is there. Calculus is there, and Nexus and Enigma, that's a dangerous blink. And they want to go for this. Oh, the black hole gets interrupted. Red cannot cast it anymore, and it's on cooldown. Still PGG trying to run himself out. Doesn't have Windrun anymore. Does have nice stick charges. Will be able to get away from this one. Will they be able to do more? Hello, reverse polarity. It's up on 2. Calculus and Shoxka. Now no way to TP stuff out. BKB is on Shoxka though. He wants to go for kills. Beastmaster already drops. Can Shoxka find someone though? 4-star forward. Nexus toggles Armlet. There is a lasso. Armlet needed now, Nexus, but he can't get it. Nice manifest buyback from Dread. 4 seconds stun up on Nexus, who is shackled anyway. Goes down. Solo might still be the one to drop here. The Nino will be able to pick up that kill. And will try to get himself away. He does have a blink dagger again in 2 seconds, but it gets interrupted and he goes down. Pays for his kill up on Solo. And they will finally get themselves 3 kills on the board, and they will only lose 2. I say only, but they lose 2 and they have a buyback up on their Dread, and they lose the Black Hole as well as the reverse polarity. But at least this time they don't get off that bad as they did previous time. So maybe helps put DD a bit in their place. Maybe helps making sure that they can't really go on them anymore. Or in that situation. They won't be feeling so overconfident that they will do the same thing again as they have done now a couple of times on this top lane. It's a nice way of doing it, by the way. I mean, Broodmother, we know Broodmothers for just being on the lane constantly, just continuing to just push and be on the lane and push and be on the lane and push. So it's really quite stale, if you ask me. But this way of doing it is actually quite nice. It's making sure that the Broodmother is basically bait. He is the one that makes the TPs come out to them. Like occasionally he gets helped on the lane by just relocate from the Wisp and the Sven. Get some kills and Rise can continue pushing. It's a nice way of doing it. It's a nice. When Illusion stuck up the high ground, well, that happens. Better than having Shoxka himself stuck on the high ground, even though they can of course do something against that with the Theta. As we have Wisp actually going for his Necronomicon by the looks of it. Started to build that up. We have 4 stuff being built up on the Bedrider, no surprise there. Still no new items up on the Enigma, quite curious to see what he wants to go for though. Solo, can't really look at him, he's got phase boost, he's got a magic stick, a magic wand, he's happy, he's a support. Nexus, BKB still in the making, drums completed up on the Magnus. And ZXC. PGG is indeed be going for his sheep stick still. Has got a Gem of True set now also, 1300 gold in his inventory, doing okay-ish for himself. And that is everybody on the Radiant side. This is for the Dire side. Radiant side, we already saw the BKB up on the Sven. We already saw the Mechanism and the 4 staff up on the Beastmaster. And we already saw the Mantis up on the Broodmother. Is there any new items? I don't think so. No, we have everything. We have everything covered. As there is a smoke up for 25, and they're gonna find someone. 4 step forward easily though, but the stun is still there. 2 seconds only. Skewer towards the rest of the team, and will still get in the kill. Solo actually getting some revenge for previous encounters, getting himself a kill there, getting some extra gold. In the meantime though, they have to TP top soon again, because this is what happens if you leave a Broodmother alone. She pushes, and that's what she does. Gem of Truth of PGG. Yes, you have to be careful not to give it away though. One last 2 might mean the end of the Gem of Truth side, and of course that's not really what you want to be seeing. As in the meantime, it is only PGG that teleported top, and they will be going for Shoksky here. Will it be another skewer? Might be. Might be. Oh, and yeah. They needed a skewer, but that are stunned is too late, and it will be only Wisp that TPs there. He's not gonna bring back his teammate. Crit will be sending himself in to die. But, you know. It's a given. Tries to get himself away, actually. Would be quite awkward if he actually got away with that one, but no, it doesn't. No surprise there. In the meantime, Broodmother got that free reign, get the tower, and that's like I said, that's what happens. And that's what we expect to happen. As we have the Roshan being attempted here. It should be a kill actually. That's why the invisibility room might actually try to scout it out. But oh, there's one ward up here for the Radiant. They would be fighting in a way where there's a black hole waiting for them to happen. I don't think that's ideal. He might be trying to get a steal though. He gets knocked to the high ground, but he still managed to pick up the Aegis. I like it. In the meantime, they know that he is there, so they find him and he flies away. Can't do anything there anymore. But they get the Aegis up on Nexus. So 25 having that advantage for themselves. As the gold graph is around even. 14 for 18 in kills. Experience graph is there for slightly in favor of 25, but really not that much. At this level of the game. 29 minutes in the game. It's nothing. Same as this. It's nothing. So quite interesting indeed. As the recipe for the Force Staff is there, so just a ring of health.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ring of regen, I mean, sorry. 3200 gold up on this Broodmother. Might still go for a BKB if he wants to. Of course, again, on the other side it's the same thing. There's two major things that go through BKB, but at least you won't be hit by that 4-second stun, which is pretty damn painful. Oh, when they go somewhere. But where? They will not. Oh, come on, go. Yeah, well, and look at the minimap, and I can actually understand that they're not going somewhere right away because they don't really have an opening. The Broodmother is in the jungle safely by himself. Beastmaster is by himself. They don't know where their opponents are right now. 1500 gold up on the Chaos Knight to finish up his BKB. 1100 gold up on the Magnus. Let's see if they can find the Broodmother here. They're looking for it. They know he's here somewhere. PG just needs a shackle to start something off, but Rise smells trouble. Gets himself out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And that will be the end of that one. And this is something that is in favor of. Let's see if this helps. So we've got the Crystallis up on the Sven and the Mask of Madness. No real surprise there. As, nope. Still dropping frames. Oh no. Ah, he's back. Never mind.
Radiant's middle tower.
Tier 2 tower in the meantime getting harassed here. The 5-man of 25 didn't find any kills, but did find a tower. Right now they do anyways. And I'm dropping frames again. I don't know what's going on.
Is under attack. Dire's structures off.
Tier 3 getting harassed here heavily. But TP in and the fortification, make sure it doesn't happen. In the meantime, Lasso up on solo. Can they get him still though? Roar also used disruption there. Solo trying to buy himself some time, but it's futile and he dies. In the meantime, stun up on PGG. The black hole comes as well though. 5 seconds before crit will TP his teammate back. They need to kill him before. Can they do it? Yes, they can! And they get them both! 3 seconds on up on Calculus. Nexus reality rips him in. Malif is there as well, and it is 25 that gets themselves the kill. 3 kills even, losing only their support Solo for it. Solo has died a couple of times for these kind of kills. I have to say, nice black hole. Reverse polarity still up. And the tier 2 tower also drops. Let's see if they can get some more is the question. They can't really back off on this one. As we have a side device completed up on PGG. The Sheepstick is present. Eagle Horn up on the Broodmother, so she is going for that semi-carry build. Knowing that the Sven alone might not cut it. Bottle back in her inventories. And this is 25 in favor there. Gold grab instantly drops 3k. Sorry, I seem slightly distracted, but that's because I'm checking my connection, see if it's better. And it is, right now. But you know, let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it. 5k experience in their favor after that last team fight. 25 for 15. Tipping slightly in favor of 25. Also, of course, because of that massive team fight potential. Shoxka finds himself in a shack, in a hex. Reverse polarity being used. The disruption actually came a bit wrong, but Calculus still dies anyway. 2 kills going the way of ZXC on this Magnus, and he TPs out instantly. They need to defend their towers, and they do. One towards the middle lane, one towards the bottom lane, and the top lane is still getting pushed in heavily by Ryze. Eidolon's trying to prevent that from happening, and there's also Bat Rider sticking around just in case Ryze is gonna be in trouble. But here comes Enigma. Blinking, looking for a way in, can't find it. PGG with the Gem of True Sight, there he comes, here comes a Flame Break. They realize now there's a Bat Rider in the trees. He flies himself away. Gonna might be having some trouble soon. Here comes Solo as well as Nexus. 4 heroes on the top lane and 425 right now. Lasso picks a PGG up, and in the meantime, Ryze is taking on Nexus. Oh, armlet toggle, not the one you want to be doing right now, as it is PGG does be trying to get himself away. Should be able to do so though. 2 stick charges up on there, and Enigma in the meantime finishing up his BKB. Here comes Wisp. Oh, solos. We've seen this happening a couple of times. Solo dying just instantly with these TPs. Ryze is gonna be happy that he's getting some extra support. PGG still trying to get himself away. We'll have another 4 staff in 2 seconds. Should be able to help him out. In the meantime, Wisp has left Shoxka alone. Nice shackle up by Shoxka. Is there anything else? There is a black hole, and he gets it. Gets 2, but the roar from the side, and it is Shoxka that turns around, pops his BKB and his God Strength, gets himself a kill with the Stormhammer, turns to PJG. Windrun is on cooldown, slowdown is there, Gem on the floor. A double kill on the way of Shoxka, 4 heroes down on ZXC. And my net keeps being an idiot. Stupidly enough. I will reset my router after this game to make sure that that's not gonna happen again, or at least, you know, trying to prevent it from happening. This is really not the way it's supposed to be happening. At all. DD. Well, if there is a next game actually, because DD, they're gonna try to push on to the barracks, and they already got the tier 3, but then Blinkin! Reverse polarity hits on 3, the stun makes sure that Magnus cannot do anything more though to follow up, and there was no extra follow-up. It is Nino that still drops on his Bat Rider. Ryze now on the way out. They don't have a gem, so he will be safe inside his web. Refresher being built up by ZXC, but he doesn't have a jet. He blinks forward, lands another shockwave, but nobody goes down to that one. And they have to be careful not to overextend before everything turns around on them, because the roar is back up again in 2 seconds. And they actually go back. Stop backing off. Oh, Wisp TPing in here as well as Magnus in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Wisp TP. Actually, there he is. Took out of his Shoxka. Broodmother picks up the kill on ZXC though. Sentry were being placed just for Ryze. They are looking for the way in. Wisp will in the meantime be back again, of course. He TP'd, so he... Oh, well, he's back already. Never mind. Awkward. That was confusing for me. Let's see if they can do something here without the Magnus. Ryze just starts backing off, going on the barracks. Now the buybacks from the Magnus come, but he doesn't have a reverse polarity just yet. There is also no black hole up. Ryze gets forced back anyway. Reverse polarity in. There goes the stun. Gets dodged by the Manta style. Nexus pops his BKB. Tries to run away from this Shoxka Sven. Shoxka Sven fights himself to other squishy targets though, and will not get the Enigma because the BKB just on in time. Nexus though, trouble for him. He does get stunned. He still tries to get himself away. Dust being popped. There's still no kill happening here. Looking for a lasso for the Nino, can't find it. In the meantime, Barracks will still drop. Lasso up on Solo. Reverse polarity though, it's on 4, but there's a stun again. And that is the shockwave going through. Ryze will be the one to die together with the Broodmother, and the Sven 3 down on the side of DD, of WhA. The Skewer will interrupt the TP out from Calculus. 4 down up on the side of DD, with the only one staying alive for now Never mind. Triple kill going the way of Nexus. Team wipe on the side of the Radiant, on the side of DD/WhA Asian, whoever you prefer. And it is gonna be a team wipe on their side. They did get the barracks though. But the reverse polarity proving to be powerful once more, and that's the refresher being done upon ZXC, and that's gonna be the start of more team fights than we've seen before. Maybe. Hard complete up on the Chaos Knight in the meantime. We did see some nice BKB dodging, BKB and Mantis dodging stuns, I have to say, by the way. Both from the stuns from the Sven as the stun from the Chaos Knight got dodged by Mantis/BKB, I like it. Roshan gonna be taken down by 25. You might indeed have a game number 3, and like I said, game number 3, I will reset my router. I don't know. Roaster. Whatever. Modem.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
To see if that fixes our problem, because we don't want lag. Lag is bad. As Celia says, lag kills the game. Deadless recipe up on Sven. He's got 1200 gold. Let's see if he has something in the query. No, he's just waiting for the rest of the gold to have it. In the meantime, looks like 25 thinks, you know what, we're in favor, we can do this. We might leave just solo, top lane solo, because, you know, he's dying every time anyway, so why not? But they are gonna try to fight a fight. They have got the reverse polarity up, they've got 2 up even. Ooh, PGG gets himself a stun. Here comes one reverse polarity up on the BKB. Chuck's got roar going off on 25. Sorry, on ZXC. Keep getting those. Whoa! Hello, Nexus. Can he find more fire stuff? First up on the high ground. Shockwave going through. Calculus just sitting there. It doesn't have a roar anymore. Here comes Nino. Goes down. 2 seconds stun. He drops. Magnus goes down still though. Drem of the true side of the floor rise. He doesn't care. He runs. He needs to run. His team got killed off. Got wiped out. Apart from the Calculus who managed to TP out, I believe. But that was Nexus. I don't know how much damage he just did, but it was insane. Sven died fast. That was also, of course, his Mask of Madness was on, I believe. So that's more damage going the way of him. You have to be really careful with that. See if that works. Rise, trouble, 4 step forward. We'll be fine. Okay. So we're back. Let's see what it did actually help. Solo gonna get roared up, but in the meantime there's a black hole. Catches Shock's. Shock's got trouble. He cannot do anything. He drops again. And it's Calculus that gets scored away. Is there gonna be another reverse polarity? No, it's already used. Rise now still gonna drop anyway. Nexus is just beating on stuff, killing stuff. 3-4-1 again. Solo drop, but that's, you know, it's a given. And they get 3 in return once again. No, still lagging. Holy cow, why is that happening? I kind of feel like it's not my internet because the game is just fine. But yeah, my internet was having issues. Sad face. Gonna reset my web. Like I said, if it happens again, Malafis up on Calculus. No access for him. Tier 3 tower gonna be the target here. 25. Can they force out a game number 3?
Bottom tower is under attack.
We saw the AD already standing up on the tier 3 tower top lane earlier and get the barracks as well. Didn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything now for 25. It might. They look strong. They don't have a black ore or reverse polarity, but they do have 15 seconds without the Sven. 60 seconds without a roar, even though he can buy back if he wants to. Blinking Malafis up on crit, has to be careful. There goes the Beastmaster buying back. They are gonna go for the barracks anyway. 2 seconds before the Sven is back. Could try to go for this. Looking for a way in. Lasso it. It's up on the Nexus. Sorry, up on the Magnus. Roar helping out for that one. Now Shockska coming in. BKB up on Nexus. He's gonna be able to TP out just fine with that heart of his. Flame Break wins to now interrupt PGG's black, or PGG's TP though. He will drop. Gem of Fruit on the floor. And that's gonna be that. And that's gonna be me still lagging. Meh. rather than having my internet drop out
courier
once in a
has been
while,
killed.
I just have solid lag now, continuously. It's not good. Not good at all. In the meantime, tier 2 tower, gonna get dropped off. Bam, dead.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So we have more pushes incoming. They want to get the remaining lanes. The middle and the bottom lane for DD, who is Asian. See if they can get
Dire's
this.
middle tower has fallen.
But we almost have 2 reverse polarities again. Black hole's gonna be off cooldown again as well. I really hope I won't lag during the next team fight, because this should be a hell of a one. Hell of a team fight. The gold grab is even. Sorry, the net worth is even for the carries. The gold grab is not even. It's in favor of 25. 14k gold in favor of them. As we see the Daedalus up on Shokska. But he's died very fast in the last couple of fights. With his Mask of Madness not helping at all, because, you know, when he hits stuff with his Mask of Madness on, stuff hits back even harder. Top lane, rise, trouble, turn 2, Piglet, power shot goes down very fast. DXZ picking him off. Now they're looking for the next one. Calculus, gonna be the target. Can they get a shackle? Gonna get another hex. Hex cooldown, shackle. Yes, it hits. Calculus, trouble. Flame Rake trying to help out. Reverse polarity still there though. Calculus will drop. That's 2 down. 1 buys back. The Rise will be back inside this game. As in the meantime, bottom lane is still getting pushed out by Crit and Shokska. Middle lane getting pushed out by Rise, as well as by the Nino, and they don't really need to push out the top lane because they have the barracks there. So that's all just fine. Got PGG on the bottom lane trying to push it out again on his turn. I mean, they need to get another lane of racks. But basically both teams, they need to have their perfect team fight now. Of course, for 25 they have got the better team fight. There's no doubt about that. So they will be looking for a team fight, while DD will be avoiding the team fight and will be going for the split push. As we have Solo, he's the one dedicated to defend the mid lane, while bottom lane is saying, you know what, hey guys, we're coming, we want a team fight, come join us bottom lane, although top lane is getting pushed in, they can't leave the top lane like this, so we have got CC already TPing out. They need boots and travel. They do. The mid lane is way easier to have under control if you have the top lane and under your control anyway. Then it's less travel time in case the lane actually pushes in. So in that sense, DD have a bit easier there. Necronomical level 2. Crit, haste rune up on Bat Rider. See if he can find some pickups, looking for a target, but he won't find anybody. The only one is there is PGG, who's in a bit of a dangerous ground right now with the rest of his team all in the base. The smoke up. Words up on the high ground so they know exactly where their opponents are. And here they come. Looking for an opening. Looking for a way in. Solo first with the disruption. There he goes. Soul Catcher up on there as well. Here also comes Calculus though. Blinks in, gets himself the Magnus. Wisp coming in with the TP Rise. Is he still gonna drop here? It looks like he will be, as he is the first one to die, but the reverse polarity is still there. That's 1 down. Black Hole also. Nino drops. As well as Shokska, but Shokska buys back. Mechanism helping out, and nobody of 25 has dropped. There were 2 reverse polarities, there was 1 black hole, there were 3 deaths, and there were 2 buybacks. Oh, oops. That one we should have 3 buybacks. No, 2, because Rise already bought back earlier. The Nino bought back as well as Shokska. Roshan will be the victory for 25. Well, they will get it quite convincingly as well, as in that team fight. I mean, it was theirs. It was so theirs. There's no chance they were gonna lose that one with 2 reverse polarities and a black hole when people were pretty close together. I mean, they didn't get everybody down but that was because they weren't that close together. But everybody that stood around Shoxka basically got owned. Fast also. And their job is just to wait until everybody's up again. Everything is up again. The black hole, the reverse polarities, the refresher orb also, of course. In the meantime, 4K gold up on the Magnus, so he's getting pretty damn rich. We've got an MKB in the building for the Windrunner, probably picking already up for Demon's Edge. Of course, that's gonna be very helpful if you're thinking you're gonna be sieging on someone. You will be able to hit the target from below the stairs because you don't have any mischance from lower ground anymore. So that's quite nice to have. We're gonna have Svenny picked up actually a Hyperstone. Might be going for an Assault Cuirass just to make sure he stays alive a bit more.
Regeneration.
A bit longer, I should say. See if we can find some new items. We also have an Assault Cuirass already up on the Chaos Knight, together with the Demon's Edge. Some more damage coming the way of him. Look at that. He's just so damn painful right now. Maybe Enigma still wants to go for Lincoln's just to stop that lasso or the roar that goes through if she casts her black hole. Or he. I think he. I would expect he. In the meantime, Nexus, he looks for an opening. They don't have vision up the high ground though, so they have to be careful that they don't get surprised by anything. In the meantime, this time they have the advantage. 25 has the lane of the mid lane being pushed out way further than the top lane is towards them. Map going up, BKB up, PGG gonna be first target, but here's the first reverse polarity already. Nexus, he splits, pops the BKB. That's the second reverse polarity already going down. Roar still happened, but it doesn't matter. Stroxka, he couldn't attack, he's already dead. Rise tries to do what he can, but it doesn't matter. Nexus beyond godlike goes down. Or kills off Rise, and his crit will drop there as well. PGG will take care of that one. As we still have someone getting chased down, the Nino. Last one alive for his team, but not for long. Triple kill for Nexus, and that is gonna be... Oh my, that's not even a black hole being used. It's not even a black hole being used, but it's not GG just yet, because they still have to kill off the barracks, and the drawing on the minimap is there. They're just gonna go for GG. They're trying to. They say, you know what? Let's not care about the other lanes. Let's just go for the tier 4 towers and for those for that throne. Just do what the game is meant to, or the goal of the game is kill off the throne, kill off the ancients, because they can't defend their ancients because they're all dead. And they would force out a game number 3, and it looks like they're gonna be successful at that because there's no buyback. GG gets gold, and it's gonna be 25 that takes a victory in this game. And that means that I am gonna reset my router because otherwise, look, people will be annoyed watching this game with lag, and I don't want to have games with lag. Experience graph. Ooh. Wow, that's 0. Everybody disconnected. That's what happens when you do that. That's what happens. Oh well. It's a victory of 25. Let's jump ourselves into the next game and just reset my router, so I will be offline for a second, but I will be back afterwards. So stick around for that and be right back.